everybody.
Hey, Betty.
Hi,
Hey!
we're here again, like a bad penny or a good penny. One of
We
the
shiny.
we
Wait, is there
shiny.
good and bad penny?
And only
We
good
only know
penny.
good penny. We'll have to find out, won't we? We'll have to find out in the future.
You'd lock us in this box.
Okay, that's a point.
Yeah,
There we go.
Hmm.
who would do such a thing?
All right.
Oh. All right.
Okay. We are here, and um, we're going to do a quick update as to what happened last week. Last week, Penny, in her kindness, went around and one by one was like, "Oh, you look like you're not feeling well. Would you like to go? I'm going to put you in the box because we have this box. It's a wondrous item called the box of needful things, and it's got a great many wonderful things it does, but it has a couple of downsides. Um, and she went around and she's like, "Oh, you're injured. Well, why don't you go be safe in the box? Okay. Oh, you're set. Oh, you're running from the mine. You be in the box and stuff." And the entire party, except for Penny, is now sitting in this box, which takes them to an alternate dimension that provides them the things that they think of that they need. Nice, comfy robes, place to clean your armor, type bath, food, couches, rest, the whole thing you need, in perfect and utter safety. The downside is if you close the lid of the box, nobody inside the box can come out. And that is exactly what Penny has done and has now turned into a direwolf and is running for her life with the box absorbed into her shape-shifted form to get away from the miasma while everybody else is down in the box going, now what? And that is where we will start today with this wonderful crowd of people down in the box.
Goodbye.
Just for giggles, I'm just gonna try one more time to just poke and see if I can get out. And when that fails,
Mhm.
Well, we can't get out this way, so I vote dress up. Costumes and glitter and dress up. We gotta pass the time somehow anyway, right? Right? Everybody down? Everybody down. Let's get the closet.
Grim is focused on the bodies.
I'm gonna have a bath because that's not something I get to do all that much, and it looks like this place can actually make that happen. So
Oh my gosh, if you go get okay, you go take a long bath, and then when you come out, makeover. We're gonna do a makeover, whole makeover session. Yeah.
I guess
Yeah,
it'll
okay.
pass
So-
time. Okay. So she disappears, goes into whatever room opens up for her.
Yep,
And,
beautiful. And you go in, and it is so nice. The walls are just like this beautiful marble that's marbled with what coincidentally your favorite color, and a big
Who knew?
sunken bath with
my
the steam
goodness.
rising, and there's a little thing of like beautiful oils and stuff, and we go to smell it. Oh, it's your favorite scent. How did it know? It's
Okay, this is the best
crazy
place ever.
ever, right? And so you can just shut that door behind you and you have complete privacy in this wonderful sunken tub.
Oh my goodness. She's going to enjoy this immensely for a while.
And so as Jasmine kind of goes off, she gets kind of this like stricken look as she wanders into the room and the door closes behind her. It's almost like a hypnosis. Yeah, you don't know. Rob, Ramiel, there's all that food and wine and beer and the three components sitting there eating, um, the three elven ones, which and the Hobbit. What's the Hobbit doing? The Hobbit is literally on the table with her little blind eyes, um, feeling around. Oi, now what's this then? Ugh, I don't like that. Oh, this one's really nice. I like this one. Anyway, so she's tasting things and kind of putting her hands in everything on that table, and then she finds the alcohol. And I mean, she can put away a lot of alcohol for such a small body, and the before you know it, the horrible little burlap sack that was her clothing is soaked. The the bandages over her eyes are kind of sliding off, showing that her eyes have actively physically been removed, which is kind of disgusting. And Romeo, you seem to be the only person noticing this, because Orkelia is getting ready for like a fashion makeover or something, and Cross is standing in the back, just kind of pacing and muttering, and you're not really sure what that's all about. And the other girl, you don't even know who that is and stuff that's wandered off. And Penny's not in here. God only knows what's going on up there. I mean, you can feel the stress just kind of growing in you. And then there's this hobbit on the table, mucking in all the food and the alcohol. And as she's starting to get more drunk, um, she's starting to get a little more saucy. So, what are you going to do?
Well, describe saucy.
Well, the Anti-Mog,
We'd all like to know.
Okay.
yeah, she's over there and she's talking, she can't see any of you, but she's talking about things that really shouldn't be talked about in polite company, and she's oh, she's gonna throw up.
No. Well, then I'm gonna imagine a bucket that she needs.
Oh, looks like there's one right under the table there.
Son of a gun. Does it imagine right in front of her? 'Cause I'm
No,
like,
no,
okay,
but it's
good,
at the table.
good, because I want to help, but I'm also busy having a panic attack. Like, I was literally like, guys, don't worry, go back into the village. I'm gonna save your family. And then Penny was like, boop boop, and here I am trying to stop freaking out. So I'm gonna see the wine, and I'm gonna grab me. I'm gonna try to stave off the anxiety, even though I'm really struggling to not do that.
Yeah.
I am anxious and panicking, and that is a solace. That is a
So do you pick the bucket up and put it up on top, or do you just grab the wine?
no. Well, yeah, I want to get it to the person that needs it. So I'm
Okay.
probably gonna put it right where they
Okay.
would need it.
Do you say anything?
I'm gonna say this is for you.
Oh, thank you. I haven't had this in so long. And sure enough, Auntie Mog empties her tiny little guts into the bucket. But she's a hobbit. She's not very big, so it's not a lot of.
Mhm.
Well, wait a minute. It's a lot more stuff than you expected, really, for as much as you saw her drink and eat.
So
Maybe you missed some of it and stuff. Anyway, so she's busy with that, and then afterwards she sits back. Oh, thank you. You sound like you're a young man. You're a young man. You're a young woman with just a very deep voice. What are you?
I'm a young man, but I would
Uh,
suggest you slow down a bit on the ale.
you know what? When you've been through what I've been through, you drink what you want.
That's fair.
So you can just suck it. Oh wait, I don't have one. You
You'll
suck your own. She's getting. She's drunk, and she reaches for the nearest bottle and grabs it. You have no idea what's inside. It's not clearly marked what it is, and she just starts chugging. Oh my God, that's strong. Anyway, but there is wine, there's ale, there's beer, there's bottles of God knows what. Probably some miserable hobbit brew of some sort. What do you go for? Or do you go? Or do you
I'm gonna go
resist?
for the wine. That's always been now I'm panicking, and this drunk chick is not learning a lesson. I tried to help her, and then she went straight back to it. So I'm gonna make my way over to the table and find me a nice bottle of wine.
Okay, so
Red
you
preferred.
okay, so you leave Auntie Maud at the table. You go back and you
Yeah.
find a bottle of wine, and it's there, and it's looking at you. Roll me a wisdom check.
17 plus wisdom. My wisdom is +3, so a dirty 20.
All right. So with your dirty 20, you go there, you reach for the bottle of wine, you grab the bottle of wine, you're going, solace, there's going to be solace. And then you remember that dream.
Oh man.
And with your 20, I will give you the choice to choose. Do you drink it or not drink it? You have the
Okay,
strength of will to make a choice.
then I'm gonna set it back down,
You are? Okay.
and I'm
Gonna
gonna
set
go over to the bath.
Okay. Well, and now there was two. There's the one that Jasmine went into, and then there's the one that's been opened that uh Cross
That I thought of
initially
last
showed
time.
everybody. Yeah, there that you thought
Oh,
of
yeah.
last time. So you're gonna go in there, you're gonna take a bath instead?
Yeah, because I need something to calm me down. Because I mean, and I'm gonna keep every like 30 seconds. I'm gonna go up and reach my hand up and try to get out
It's like
every 30 seconds. So it's gonna be like a nervous tick of like OCD. But every time I'm gonna walk around and be like, Penny, I trust you, but holy, what did you do? Oh my God! And I just,
Okay, and so you do that. You get into the bath there, and you've closed the door behind you. And your bath is a little bit less ornate than Jasmine's was. It's more like a nice big one of those big Victorian tubs that the tall man can fit in. And you reach down, you touch the water, and it's actually cold.
can I imagine hot water?
Oh, you can decide if you want it hot, but it would did the
Oh,
needful
yeah.
thing first.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna dip my toe in it and make a really girly sound and hope nobody heard it.
Okay.
And
Okay.
uh, yeah, and then
And
imagine
then
hot water because I need a hot bath, man. I've been going through it. I went through like the swamps. I met this old hag that
yeah,
gave me a real hard time.
and you've been kind of a little ripe too. So yes, the water slowly begins to, and it's interesting because you watch it and it just starts to heat from the bottom, almost like there's coals underneath it, but there aren't. I mean, it's just on the carpeted floor. Um, but yeah, it gets nice and toasty hot, and that's where we leave you enjoying a nice hot bath. And we go to Ellie.
Hey, everybody.
Okay, so you're out there, and what are you doing at this moment?
Well, there was that closet that anything you asked it for would give you.
Clothing or robes, or the default was nice comfy robes, but you can, yeah,
Right.
get other things.
So of the components that are currently eating or like vibing in some way or another, are there any of them besides Antimog who are like seem chiller than the
um Definitely
like?
the child seems a
Yeah,
little more chill.
but Cross has the child, right?
Cross has the child,
Yeah,
maybe
I'm not
that's
going
why.
to that.
That of the other two, um the older elf has actually looks like he's dozed off. Neither one, the older elf and the teen, neither one has left the bench where they were initially sat. um they've been too afraid to kind of do that yet.
Okay.
And you had
Um,
brought food to them, so but they're sitting there, and that one's fallen asleep, and the teen is starting now that his stomach is full, and he's safe. There's nothing that can hurt them really in there except these people that have already proven they're helping. He's starting to calm down. Yeah.
calm down.
Now he's like
So
looking around a little curious.
instead of going over to them, what I'm going to do is look at them and go,
Come here, come here, come here, come here, come here.
Okay. And you'll notice that while they're doing this, Aramiel like goes and takes Auntie Mog a bucket, and
Sure.
she's made it to alcohol. She's just, you remember,
living her best life,
living her best life right now.
let her live it.
And but he's like he's pacing and reflexively touching the fog at the top of the roof to try and nothing. Finally, he just kind of storms into the bathroom and closes the door, off to go take a bath. Jasmine is kind of floated off into the heavenliness of a bath for her. Cross is at the back of the room with the child pacing and kind of muttering. And the teen looks at you and looks around and then gets up a little hunched
Come on,
and
come on.
and still dragging the chains that are still on him, comes over.
Yes. Okay, so in closet number 1, you can choose whatever you want to wear. So if you don't want to be wearing that anymore, I don't blame you. So it like what is something that you have always dreamed of wearing? You don't have to say it. Think it. And then open the door.
The elf teen looks at you just with like he you don't know that he actually even understands what you just said because anything that you wanted to wear, but he does look at the door and then he looks at you and then he looks at the door and then he looks at you and then he looks at the door like he's not quite sure what to do about the door.
Sure. I'll reach out my hands toward his. Just,
May I?
And you went through this with the food, so he this time more readily puts his hand in your
uh,
hands.
I'll lead his hand to the door knob,
Mm-hmm.
wherever opens the door, and then help him just like twist and open.
Okay,
Right
and he twists
here.
and opens and he looks up. And do you look in to see what it
Yeah.
was then? And there's an outfit that looks exactly like yours in his size.
Aw, buddy, you're so cute. Also, great taste, my dude. Uh, I have a thought, and if you hate it, we can close it. We can do it all over again. But do you mind? Do you mind?
And I'm gonna pull his hand away,
Uh-huh.
and I'm gonna close the door, and then I'm gonna be like,
Hold on. Okay.
and and when I open the door, the outfit that's there, still very similar to my own, but
Mhm.
it is made purely out of bedazzled version. So you
Okay.
got one of those like like black cross garter things over like a corset sort of thing, but instead of being like dark in what you can get of the materials of this world, this is like if you were to go to a burlesque show of Ordelia's outfit. It's all glitter, it's all sequins, it's all bedazzled, and it's studded. So it's like studded down the front here. You've got like spike shoulders, like Lady Gaga spike shoulder sort of situation, and so she'll pull out this and go,
Huh?
And the elf is like
Huh?
holds its arms out like a toddler almost. Like he's never had to dress himself.
Fair enough,
You know?
buddy. We're gonna teach you how to do this, so I don't got to do it every time. Cool.
Is there a actually better plan?
Actually, hold this 1 second.
And I'll kind of, since the arms are out, I'm just gonna drape the outfit over one of the arms,
Arms?
and go, hold on, and I'll close the closet, and then I'll do and I'll open it again, and then there's a modesty screen that you
Okay.
can pop up. So she like pops that around,
Got it.
and then starts to like request every time, but essentially would like to remove what is there and replace it with
Mm-hmm.
the new outfit.
And it's clear that as a slave that the elf was never taught anything like body privacy or anything like that. So it's clear that he is completely not uncomfortable at all with you helping dress him. But when you take his hands and start trying to show him how to do it himself, at first it seems very awkward, but then these animal-like beings, as everybody was taught, he he starts figuring it out, and he actually after a little while starts figuring out. He still has some trouble with like the buttons and some of the straps and stuff, but the basics he can do.
Yeah, buddy. Oh, I'm so proud of you. I've got this.
Um,
And that's actually a big deal.
yeah,
The autonomy of learning to dress yourself.
and all of the praise. She's just
Mhm.
all of the praise. So what you can only hear behind the modesty panel of just a lot of like,
You got this, dude. Oh yeah, no, that's a tricky one. Here, let me show you. Now try the next one.
and like,
Right, and going, being mommy or kill ya. And after you guys get done with it, and it's you see that the elf becoming much more comfortable over the course of this this process of learning and getting dressed. And Grim outside there, as you're trying to figure out what to do as you're going through the body thing and trying to figure out what's going on, um, you'll notice that it's taking a really long time for this person to get dressed. But behind this screen, there's like, stockings going over the top and a glitter thing, and then that old burlap robe that is like completely like thrown so far off the screen that it's like halfway into the middle of the room. Like,
Burn
yeah,
it.
What are you doing?
it's very strange.
We're playing dress up. You're next.
But I'm dressed. You made sure of that.
I did. We're playing dress up. This is happening. You're just gonna have to deal with it, buddy.
Actually, I was hoping that I could find a place to not be dressed.
Oh, I'm sure there are plenty of places.
I'm just shouting over this.
Over the screen.
I'm sure there are plenty of places, my dude. If you want to just get your naked on, you go do you.
Okay, well, at that, Grim starts imagining his cave back home.
Okay. And there's a door that appears in one little section of the wall. It looks like just a normal door. That wall, the way the panels were, that looked like they could become doors. And now you see why, as, doors have now appeared. And as you think about that, you imagine your cave, and there's a door. The door looks, it doesn't look like a cave door, but it does look a little bit like the library door.
Huh.
Only small.
All
As
right,
if
well,
to say something slightly familiar.
Grim gathers up all the stuff that he has taken off of these corpses, and he just trots over.
Okay.
And he starts unfastening armor as he goes.
As he goes and stuff. Fortunately, Anti-Mog can't see. Everybody else is gone and Orkilia is behind the curtain. So that display, as you begin to unfasten, is completely wasted on everybody. But you do make it to the door before you are fully naked. And you open the door, and inside is a cave. It's not your dad's cave. It's a cave that seems kind of perfect, honestly. It's like, there's a shelf there. You always thought your dad's cave needed a shelf right there for sleeping, that it would be so much better than being down on the ground or way up high. And is that a hoard cubby? That's a hoard cubby.
Oh my goodness.
That could be your own. Okay, so you go in, and do you leave your door open or closed?
He leaves it open to put all the stuff there, and then remembers right before he is about to do his thing. I should close that door.
Okay.
So he walks over and kind of peeks out.
You see all of the fishnet and stuff that was over Orkilia's thing is now gone. It's all been absorbed back in and put on, most likely. Or whatever those clothes were, you really aren't sure. But nobody else has come out. Auntie Mog is looking like she might be passing out pretty soon over there on the table. And the other elf is clearly already fallen asleep on this really soft couch. So yeah, and close your door, and you are in. And as soon as you close the door, the lichen lights up along the walls, and it's kind of magical.
It's just like I've dreamed of.
It is almost exactly. If just in your heart, this was your cave. You designed this somehow all these years.
So Grim will shift into his true form
Nice.
and just pick a spot to lay down, breathe fire on it to warm it up, and just curl up.
And so for our audience, all of a sudden in Grimm's little cave, this this man starts to transform, and he grows and he stretches with nobody to see but you guys, of course. Um, and wings come out of his shoulders, and the arms grow, and the neck gets long, and finally a head and a tongue, and he has become a beautiful example of a young adult red dragon. And you get up there and you find your sleeping shelf. You just know that that's your sleeping
Oh,
shelf. It could be anything, but no, that's your sleeping shelf. And you breathe that fire on, and it roars out in that comforting, and it leaves everything just hot, and the stone almost glowing a little bit. It's just perfect.
oh, 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 I just don't want to think about anything but this
And
for
you
the
lay
time
d-
being.
and you lay down on that, and it's so warm, and life has been so stressful out here, and it's so different and weird. And roll me a constitution check to see if you can stay awake.
That is a 5 on the die, so um yeah, that's an 8.
So it's too perfect. You've got, and as you start to like doze off, you can see the glint from the glowing coals and the lichen off the beginnings of your own personal hoard. Just those little bits of metal that you took from the three soldiers' bodies that you had carried around. And it's just, life is good. And you fall asleep. And we go back out to Ellie, who is currently finished dressing the elf.
Um, and just
And you
for,
have to say he looks pretty good.
it
Even
was
with all the scars.
Uh, I got a couple of finishing touches. Yeah. Just trust me on this one.
um from the closet. We're getting guy liner. It's happening. Um, and what color does this elf have hair?
This elf has some hair, yes.
Okay.
They all have some hair. The older ones is mostly gone. This one has more than Penny.
Okay. What color?
It's black.
Great. So we're gonna get some like wig bits, and she's gonna take the time to like glue on the wig pieces to cover up where there's like the patches.
Hmm.
Um, and then if he lets her, she's gonna guy liner.
He's looking at you with these kind of worshipful eyes. And so it's like you get the feeling you could dress him up like anything and he would be so happy because he's like you're being
I've got I've got a little
nice.
a toddler boy,
Yeah, well,
a
and
little brother that I can.
yeah, but he's a, I mean, you fed him first when they got in there, and you helped him feel more comfortable and safe, and now you're putting real clothes on him, which slaves aren't allowed to do. And so basically, he's right now he's an impressionable teenager, and right now you are the coolest person in the whole world. So you have
Well,
guy liner, fine,
we've definitely created a like David Bowie, Billy Joe Armstrong from Green Day sort of crossover.
with a little Edward Scissorhands thrown in.
Yeah,
Hmm.
absolutely. So the final touch is to go to the closet again and like not even looking at the closet, just close it behind me, do the like and when she opens the closet door, it's a big old mirror.
Oh, so he can, and he's just looking at you like, okay, what do we do next? And his reaction is very different than Penny's when she first saw herself in the mirror. Her first time in the mirror was pretty traumatic for her, you know. Um, but he looks in the mirror, and at first, it's kind of like if a puppy or a cat looks in the mirror and they don't recognize themselves, and so he looks behind him to see who's behind him.
No,
Nobody's
nobody. It's you.
there.
Here, wave.
And you step into the mirror too and you wave and he looks at you and then he looks at the mirror and you get the feeling that maybe he's never seen a mirror before.
Oh,
Okay. I reach out my hand again to take his.
Mm-hmm.
Bring him toward the mirror and like flat hand up. Show him first. Touch the mirror so that our hands touch.
Mm-hmm.
now you try. Hand.
And he puts it up and then his eyes get very wide as he realizes that it's glass, that it's just a solid surface. And he starts patting it pretty hard and he turns at you and he laughs. He laughs out loud. It's the
Yeah.
first time you've heard any of them make a sound, and it's a weird strangled laugh because he's missing his tongue. But he laughs. And
Like
then
it?
and then he starts showing the places where he can see that what he looks like you. And he's like me and I'm like you and stuff and it's for the very first time he's trying to communicate and not just be passive.
Yeah, man.
That's
So this
kind
is
of a
where
big
it all
deal.
this is where it all begins. Like you see an outfit you like, you go, I want that, and then you build off that, and then the more you build off it, the more you kind of get your own style and your own life, and like so this is just step one, my dude.
And he looks at you and then he on his own reaches up and closes the door and opens the door and inside is you're not really sure what it's supposed to be, but it looks like it's probably like a purple and dark blue, like a boa, a feather thing of some sort. And he grabs it and he starts like this, and then he like wraps it around and he closes the door again, and then he opens it up and there's like a foxtail and he grabs that and it's like it's gonna be a nightmare when he's done, but he's having a good time. And Jasmine, that's about when you realize that you've been in the bath for quite a long time.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
My fingers are starting to shrivel.
Mm-hmm. And same thing, Aramio, you've been in the bath for a long time too.
Okay, well, she'll get out of the bath and dry herself off and get back into her clothes.
Yeah. Well, and you do remember that they did point out that the closets offered new clothes.
Can she open a new closet from in here?
She can try. Do you think about it?
Sure. She'll think about it.
Oh, look at that right there. That little line there.
Okay.
That was a door and you didn't even recognize it before.
Oh, well, there
Yeah.
you go. Okay. So it's a simple outfit. Nothing,
Mm-hmm.
nothing ornate or anything like that, but clean.
Yeah. What's Jasmine's favorite color?
Um, Probably like blue.
Blue. And you open
Yeah.
it and it's a simple, but it's the softest, finest fabrics. You haven't had fabric like this in a really long time. And it's just
Wow.
beautiful and simple. And you can tell even just hanging there that it's going to fit you perfectly.
Okay. So what is it? Like a dress or is it like a skirt and
Yeah,
top
it's
or?
like a simple like a dress with the kirtle that goes over it and
Okay.
stuff and a nice little bodice.
Sure.
So and Rob,
Yeah.
you've been in there. The bath, as we all know, does not calm the panic, but it does make you feel better. So you feel like you can deal with things a little bit better. But after you're starting to recognize that your fingers are shriveling and that the water's, it stays warm, it never gets cold, but it's kind of getting boring now.
And I'm still freaking out. So I'm gonna get out and just go back to touching the ceiling.
Okay, so do you come out of the bathroom before or after you
Yeah.
get dressed?
Well, yeah, I'm gonna put on my armor because I'm gonna stay
Okay,
battle ready.
I'm
Because
just,
in my mind,
we
yeah,
already
we have
have
no
one character
idea.
that likes to be naked, so, I'm just checking.
Yeah, but I still have no idea.
Yep, yep, and stuff.
Clothes.
So you come out, and
Yeah,
Jasmine,
get battle ready.
yeah, you get battle ready, get fully armored, and
Yeah.
come out.
They'll get
But I
dressed
still have
and
no
go
idea what's
outside.
going
Yeah.
on.
Okay. And so you both open the doors to your bathrooms about the
Oh,
same
she
time.
wants a brush, by the way. She'll come out like brushing her hair.
Okay. Oh, yeah, definitely.
Um,
Well, in the bathrooms, both of them, there is the vanity table with, personal care items to make you look nice.
Okay.
Um, and so when you come out, you realize that, first of all, the strange bandaged hobbit component has fallen asleep on the table, cuddling one of the bottles. The bandage is fully fallen off of her, the pits that were her eyes at one point. Um, and the one hand that she's missing um, still seems to be, she still has the stump cradled around the bottle, like she used it to like balance it on or something like that. The cross is still sitting kind of at a couch towards the back of the wall. And it looks like he's kind of fallen asleep with the elf child in his arms, and they're both napping there. It's such a picture of domestic bliss that you would almost want to laugh
He'd
if
hate
it
it.
wasn't so if it wasn't so such a nervous time right now. And over on the side, there's a privacy screen, or there was a privacy screen. It has since been knocked over, and there is a pile of clothing on the floor of different kinds of, God only knows what those things are. You really don't know. Some of them you can make out. It's like, okay, there's some stocking and there's like a bodice and there's or straps. We don't know what that is and stuff. And Orchilia and the teenage elf are over there laughing, and Orchilia at least is chattering enough for both of them, as the teenager has clearly learned the wonders of the closet and is opening it and pulling out new clothes, and then Orchilia's laughing and then closing it and opening it and pulling out other clothes, and they're clearly having a grand old dress up time. Um, Ellie, is there
Like a
any
lot of
glitter?
fun.
Has there been glitter yet?
Glitter is the last touch.
Okay,
The final piece of the puzzle.
nice. So, you guys come out. You see that's all there. What do you do?
I'm gonna stay battle ready because in my mind we could still be right in the middle of everything. The last I saw, Penny put me in the box right out front when there's like miasma everywhere. So like part of me still expects this whole room to like go up in green flames. And
Yeah.
so no, I'm gonna stay battle ready, and I'm just gonna like kind of watch everybody do their thing, but at the same time I'm just gonna keep trying to get out
Okay. Do you want to
because
describe
that's the
yourself to
only.
Jasmine because she'd never seen you before?
Oh, well at this point I'm wearing a full suit of armor. Uh, I've got a Holy Avenger sword, so I've got a glowing sword strapped to my back. And yeah, I just look like me, but in a sweet set of armor that, with all the fixins. I don't know how to describe a set of armor right now.
Yeah. Um,
Yeah, but no, yeah, it just looks like me, but in a suit of armor.
but yeah, he looks definitely warrior-like. And it's clear that he is very nervous and on edge. And he keeps touching the mist that's at the top of the roof there.
Mm.
Like he wants to get out right away.
Hmm.
Describe yourself to Auremiel.
She is probably like 5'3", something like that. She's fairly slight, but long dark hair, bright green eyes, and dressed now in a blue dress,
Nice.
and looking clean.
Hmm.
Yeah, and the thing that you
Right.
notice that she does not look like an adventurer
No,
Right.
at this
Okay.
moment. Okay.
no. At this
And
moment, she probably looks like she came from the village you just left.
All right.
and Orchilia over there with the teen, you'll note, just
Mhm.
out of the sight of your mind that these two have come out of their various bathrooms, but Grim has not come out of his room yet, wherever it was that he went into. Whether it was a bathroom or a bedroom, you're not really sure. He went into his room. Um,
I mean, every now and then she touches the mist to see if they're gonna get sucked out. Because there's in the back of her mind, like, oh, Penny is still out there. And so it's
still nerve-wracking. Yeah.
It's very nerve-wracking. So it's one of those things where you're playing dress up to distract yourself from the shitstorm that is actually happening. And so she keeps doing that. Grim running off to be Naked Dragon Man, least of her problems.
Cool. And so they've come out and they're just watching from a distance while you with the elf.
I so wish Jasmine had seen that.
And
well.
and you're all standing there kind of like nobody's talking to each other except Orkilia talking to the elf child. So the room is awkwardly quiet except for at that one end
where it's really, really loud because she's so excited. Does anybody else want to play? Because man, you can get whatever you want over here.
Which just makes it even more clear and more shocking and more like startling when Cross, asleep over here on the couch with the child, utters a scream that sounds like it was ripped from right down inside of the deepest depths of his soul, and he stiffens and he screams again, wakes the child up. The child looks very frightened but doesn't cry. It's really surprising, well, maybe not surprising considering its circumstances, but it sits up and it like pulls away from him a little and it's almost like he's having a seizure for a moment, and then he just stiffens and goes quiet.
Jasmine's gonna go over and look at him and see what's going on, because that's very strange.
Yeah, like right away.
Yep.
Yeah.
And that's where we're going to leave you guys and go up and see Penny.
Come.
Penny. Hang on, you're muted. I can't hear you. There you go.
There you go. Hello.
All right, so you are a dire wolf currently, loping away from the village at top speed. You can see that you're kind of following the edge of the ocean there. There's a little shore. It's a swampy shore though, so the actual edges of the shore are very blurred.
Okay.
And you can see in the distance ahead of you a ways, mountains, but they're probably a good day and a half running.
Oh God. Okay. I'm going to, okay. I can be in wild shape for 3 hours, I believe.
Okay.
So I'm going to go as far as I can before I just let it revert naturally.
Okay. Let me show you the map so you kind of have an idea where you're at. Okay. So you can see this.
Yes.
Figgy was the town that you guys left. Everybody there left on their boats. You ran this way to get ahead of the miasma, skirting the shoreline.
Okay.
In your 3 hours, you can get to about like here.
Okay.
This tributary. So you cross a creek that seems to be running into the ocean there, where it's particularly swampy, and that's where you'll be changing back. And you can still see the miasma behind you, but it's it's not right there.
Yeah.
But you can't stop.
Okay. I'm gonna keep
At least not
just for a little bit longer until I feel like I'm far enough away from it that having us all out of the box and moving slowly or slower would be okay.
Okay. Well, you
Actually,
get to that.
no, sorry.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry. I can wild shape one more time today.
Okay.
So I'm going to do that. And once I unwild shape, I'm going to wild shape again into something maybe faster than a direwolf if I can find one.
You have something that flies?
I can't fly yet.
Okay.
I think one more
level,
right?
Yeah.
Something like that.
Okay, I'll do a direwolf again because that's the fastest one I've got.
Can you do one that swims?
Yes, I can.
That might occur to you because you are right next to the ocean.
Okay. Can I roll a knowledge check to see what animal, what fish or water creature I can turn into that's fastest?
Absolutely.
Okay. No, this one. Okay. That is a 18.
Okay. You do know that you guys have done some fishing and stuff here, and you could turn into something like a large salmon, which can swim fairly quickly. Certainly a
Okay.
lot more quickly than you can run.
Okay, I'll do that. And then I'll try and cut through to get to the mountains, but just,
A little bit faster.
yeah, more of a straighter shot.
Okay, well, okay, we're going to share this map again so you can see what's going on. Share. Okay, so you left Figgy, you changed right about here. That was your end of your 3-hour wild shape, right?
Uh-huh.
Okay, so what you could do as a fish, I mean, you're not a deep water fish, you're not a deep ocean
Yeah.
fish, so you have to kind of skirt
Saying, and hope I don't get
the
eaten by a
edges
shark.
here where it's a mix of the salt and the fresh water.
Okay.
But you could in your next 3 hours, as a fish going fast, you probably make it over to here if you cut straight across.
Okay, I'll do that.
Okay, so you've entered the pathless, which is called that for a reason.
Yeah.
But all you see once you get there, you swim and you swim, and it's funny because
This is me swimming.
yeah, there are other fish in there, and there's other predators and stuff in there, and they seem to be kind of leaving you alone. You're not sure if it's because they can sense that you're different, or if
Or that I'm not a normal fish.
or not a normal fish, or it could be that the GM just rolled really terrible on encounters.
Thank you.
But you do make it without any encounters while you're in the water, which I mean, as a salmon they have
There's,
teeth, but they're not really like fighting fish. So
yeah.
it's probably a good thing, and it's a good thing that because you went a little ways out, that you're away from any bears or anything that might be,
Really
wanting
hungry.
a salmon dinner. And you do make it to that little outcropping at the very beginning of the pathless.
Okay.
And you get on there, and you can still see the green on the horizon, but you have a feeling it's a few miles away.
Okay. 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 Perfect.
Okay.
All right. And then and that will be my 3 hours. Will I be out of the water when I turn back, or like partially in, or how far from the shore will I turn
That's
back?
completely up to you, because you can turn back at any point. Before the 3 hours, if you wait till the end of your 3 hours to turn back, you'll be in the water.
Okay. Well, I want to get as far as I can. So if I can tell that my time is almost up, I'll try and get as close to the shore as I can.
Since it's your magic, you know exactly when it's going to be up.
Yeah. Okay. So I'll be like right in the shore, so it'll be up to my ankles when I turn back. That way I'm not like drowning as a salmon.
All right. Roll me a dexterity roll to see if you dropped the things you were holding when you changed. Because this is your first time going into a water thing, and it was different. That was weird.
Yeah.
And you're tired now because, I mean, you've been in wild shape for 6 hours. You've been running. That's how long they've been down there eating and drinking and going through stuff.
Sorry, guys. Okay. That is a 15.
Okay. You don't drop it, but you almost drop it into the water, and you realize that no, you still got the box. But now the bottom of your burlap sack is wet.
Yeah, that's okay.
And it's heavy, it's annoying. Anyway.
So I'm tired now. I'm gonna slog.
Get over to the shore. You can see the miasma. You can still see it on the horizon there, but it's not right here. It's maybe a couple miles away.
Okay.
Oh, what do you do?
All right. I'm going to just as Penny run until I get really tired, and then I'll sit down and I'll open the box and I'll just like
Roll me a Constitution check.
That is 14.
Okay.
Yeah.
You get with all of the fighting and the spell use and the swimming and just your normal damage and stuff, and the fact that your constitution is pretty low,
Yeah.
you do get tired very quickly.
Okay.
So you don't actually make it very much further until you're like, you know what, you need to rest a little bit before.
Yeah. I'm like, or I'm gonna be no good. So okay. So I'll put the box down. I'll face it kind of to the side, so I'm laying next to it. I'll open the box and then I'm gonna like flomp.
Okay. And that's when
I'm
we go
gonna
back
try
into the
to-
box.
Yeah.
What's in the box?
What's in the box?
Literally all of us.
Yep. Everything's in the box. All right. So now you're at the box. Cross has just done something really unexpected and seems to be unconscious. Do any of you go over there? What do you do?
I did, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, 100%.
That's right. Okay, that's right. Jasmine, roll me a knowledge arcana, which would just be knowledge check, I guess, these days. So I really like the condensing that 5e does with all of this different kinds of skills.
That would be 13.
But the knowledge skills I wish really were still, because knowledge can be so different for different people. So you
She
rolled
has
a
a really
13?
high arcana, but
mean-
I rolled sucky.
Just a point. You can do an Arcana roll.
Which is what I did.
Yeah, that's what she did.
Yeah, there's a difference between knowledge and Arcana. So like I hear what you're saying. I'm just saying that
Yeah.
one in particular does have its own roll.
Fortunately and stuff. So you look at him, and with your 15, this is like nothing you have ever experienced before. I mean, it's not like your knowledge and your experience is very vast, but this is not something, but I mean, that's just a cursory initial examination.
Can she make him comfortable at least? I mean, he had like a seizure.
Yeah, his body is stiff, like
Okay.
it doesn't want to move, like almost like a paralysis.
Well, she's
some
not a
sort.
healer, so unfortunately, all she can do is make him comfortable, and that's like, I don't know. She envisions a room with a bed.
Okay, well, all of the couches out here are
Uh-huh.
comfortable beds. That's
Okay.
the kind of couches that they are. So
So
he
she
already
looks at
was
the
on a bed,
others?
but you can move him.
Okay, so she looks at the others. Can you help him move him to one of the couches so he can be more comfortable?
Yeah, 100%.
I don't know what's going
Sure.
on with him, but
Yeah.
making him more comfortable while he goes through it is about the best we can hope for.
Actually, I guess I'm asleep.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah.
You can wake up, I guess. I don't
I don't know if I can.
Yeah.
It is pretty comfy.
Well, and it's
that's true.
The thing with these rooms is that they are not soundproof. So there is a chance that the sound of his scream could have woken you. But I will leave
Rooms
that
aren't
up to you.
soundproof. Good
The
to know.
rooms aren't soundproof. And you guys noticed that when you're in the bathrooms and you could hear the laughter and the chattering outside, even though
That's the worst time to notice that the room isn't soundproof.
Yeah.
You know what? I'll just roll a perception.
Okay.
17.
Okay. A scream wakes you up. And it's muffled, but it's definitely was something like that outside of your room.
Grim stumbles around, starts to change, and starts grabbing all his clothes and armor and is dragging it with him towards the door.
Yeah, and as a filmmaker, I can just see this scene as like this giant dragon, and he's like grabs a thing, and he's shrinking a little bit, and it grabs a thing as he's moving, and his tail is getting a little shorter and dragging along behind him, and then it's just clothes dragging behind him, and then it's just him as a person.
I imagine he might get his shirt on. That's about it.
Okay, because you're going pretty fast. Okay.
Is he like a Ken doll or?
No.
I mean, I
No,
just
he-
thought, like, does he really know what, like, a human male?
Oh, he's read all
entirely-
about it. He's read all about it.
Okay.
Yeah.
And yet the question remains, what are pants?
What are pants?
Superfluous.
There you go. So
Okay then.
you open the door. You guys are
What?
out there getting comfortable on the couch.
What's going on?
The child is like clinging to him. This small child, elven child that he was holding at that moment. He's not able to hold it anymore. He's too stiff, but the child's clinging. Grim, you open the door and you see everybody gathered around Cross looking very concerned. All the rest of you roll
I
me a
think
perception
you need
check.
pants if you're going to fight evil today.
What? Is there evil? What's going on?
Okay, you
We
hear
don't know.
the
Resist.
you hear the
Fumbling
voice.
with everything.
Yeah, you guys hear the voice behind you, and if you turn to look, you notice that Grim is there. Those of you who know Grim, those of you, and you've all met Grim actually. You've spoken to him. The tall, well-built man. He's wearing a shirt.
Grim, what did we say about pants?
I heard a scream though.
Pants?
They're right here. I'm trying. He's got like a foot in one leg. It's the wrong leg.
There are impressionable children here, and I try to like cover the elven child's eyes while holding up my own like.
They don't
Like,
seem
don't look.
upset.
Right.
Will someone tell me what's going on?
We don't know. Cross
These are
just kind of
so
screamed
hard.
and then went rigid.
Went rigid.
He had a seizure of some kind. I'm not sure what happened, but he screamed and was in pain, it seemed. So I don't know.
Does anybody here have like telepathy or anything? You know, it's
Well, can I go up and like check his vitals and stuff like that? Make sure
Yep.
he's okay.
Roll me a heal check.
That's a real question though.
17
Mhm.
heal check. Is that with? What's heal for? Is that what it is?
Would it be a medicine check?
Yeah,
Medicine.
it would be
Yep.
medicine these days. Yeah. I'm not
Okay, so
looking at
a dirty 20 then.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, his heart is beating. It's actually beating a little fast. It's racing. You can see his eyes fluttering like he's like dreaming or something like. But the body is stiff, like every muscle has seized in it. And it's not relaxing at all.
Are his eyes
Okay, have I-
open?
Have I
They are
seen
not.
this?
They are not open.
Have I seen anything like this before?
Roll me. Just roll me something and we'll see.
It's a flat roll.
Hey, 19. My dice are doing it again. See, it's going to be the first half of the game again where I'm going to get great rolls.
Hmm.
And when you actually need them to be great.
You haven't seen
Yeah.
something like this before, but you have.
No.
But it feels familiar somehow.
Does it feel like he's going to be okay? I mean, I'm not.
You'll have to decide that for yourself. But
Wait,
whatever it
didn't we
does,
have
but
that-
something feels familiar about it, but it's not something you've seen specifically before, but there's something that feels familiar.
He,
Is this right?
Backwards.
He had a discussion with one of the mages, didn't he? Right? Or actually, no, technically, I don't think I know about that, actually.
Yeah,
Um,
the Grim and Orkilia do, but they're the only ones.
Okay, never mind.
And
But for Orkilia's sake, remind me what you're talking about.
The stone.
Yeah,
The alchemage was
the alchemage actually
appearing
made
and
contact.
talking.
Oh.
And he has it in his pack. Like, it's covered up in cloth, but
Oh no. Oh, butts.
Oh, butts.
butts.
What do we do?
Is Penny in the box yet? Do we notice Penny?
No, Penny is not in the box.
God, I hope she doesn't come in the box. She's the only person who can get us out.
Yeah. I mean, I'm still trying to get out.
Okay. So, plan sort of. There was that rock with the evil talkie lady, and what?
It was a man, I think.
Oh, well,
What
gender is
what are
fluid.
you?
So
Yeah,
Okay.
Rob and
Yeah,
Jody,
what
you
are
don't
you
know what.
talking about?
Yeah.
What do you mean? What are you speaking of?
Oh, well, the one soldier we had captive, he had this rock behind his back, and we made him bring it out, and out of the rock, like it was like a tiny alchemage was there, and that he recognized Cross, and then Cross threw his bag on top of the rock. It was very dramatic, I thought.
I have an interesting idea, and I don't know if it'll work. But what if we took the rock still covered, moved it to a place where they can't see anything but us? So no components, no props, nothing. And then we try to contact this person and say that Cross is our prisoner.
Okay.
You want to lie to a magical being?
Why not? They lied to us.
Will that work in here?
I don't know. I don't know how magic works.
I don't either.
My point in doing that is, like, if that person has somehow seized literally Cross and is questioning him, if we went to them and went, no, he's our, if he's still in contact with you, then we'll know all the information, and then they'll leave him alone, right?
I mean, it's worth a shot. We have nothing else going for us in here until Penny allows us to get out. So that's my bad for course of action. Do you know where the stone is?
I'm assuming upon his person somewhere. Ramiel, you want to check?
I'm gonna start frisking Cross.
Just don't make sure you don't take it out where they can see everybody.
I'm thinking the least amount of contact you have with an archimage, the better. I don't know if you want to mess with that, but
I mean, I am super inclined to agree. However, one of our party just literally seized.
Do you know which?
Have any history?
Have we tried slapping him?
Okay, Aramiel,
Do you know which?
Roll me.
Okay, sorry. Go ahead.
roll me a perception check.
Oh.
Oh, you're searching.
18. Oh my god.
Okay.
Wait, 18 plus 3. Yeah, 21.
Yeah, there's nothing on him, but something feel in the backpack that he's kind of was laying on that's now just a little ways away from him. Something feels that same familiar. And you think you know which alchemage they're talking about.
Ooh, I'm gonna withdraw quickly
Okay.
and violently and nobody's like, and go, I can't. This one's someone else has to speak to the alchemage. Actually, nobody should speak to the alchemage.
that was my thought too. I'm wondering if it's worth breaking the stone. Maybe that would break the connection.
If she is connected to that, we need to destroy it like right away.
Oh, okay. Maybe we can get like a hammer.
Yeah, but here's my concern is if the connection is through that rock, and if that person has, again, seized Cross, and we break that connection without breaking that spell, is he frozen like that?
I
Listen,
don't know.
Orkelia, if he's who with I think he's with, he's already better off dead.
Yeah, okay. So
Who do you think he's with?
we went over this. Remember, you and I behind the cart, we had a whole plan, and then the plan went kaput. You remember?
Oh, yeah, but I just wanted to know what he thought.
Ramiel, so I went through this whole process earlier of like Cross is a bad guy, and then he wasn't a bad guy, and then he's a bad guy, and so I'm kind of still leaning on the like he's not super bad guy, like in the grand scheme of things, he's not a great guy, but he's not a bad guy. Anyway, moral of the story is I don't think he's connected anymore to this person, but that person doesn't necessarily know that yet, and so either we play it off like he's still connected, he's still on their side, and he's a prisoner of ours.
I think I followed all that.
Listen, she could be listening to us right now. We need to destroy that egg immediately.
Well, what if it destroys Cross?
And that's a risk we have to take.
What if we just get it away from him first and see if that
Dude.
helps?
Actually, then I'm going to imagine something that's absolutely magic proof. Can I do that, DM? Can I imagine something that's like protective around, that's like, it could be made out of tinfoil at this point.
Okay, well, do you know what would make something magic proof? Aremiel?
Well, yeah, with my history.
Yeah, roll me an arcane check. Because of your history, I'm letting you have the check.
12 plus arcane.
Yep.
Oh, 13.
You know, that's not something that they talked about very much. So you kind of don't. But you did see like lead-lined trunks and things around that, and you don't know if that was magic proof, but that was definitely something that was that important things were put into. So maybe the reason for that was to stop scrying or something like that.
Has Jasmine ever seen one of these stones before? I mean, it would have been a long time ago.
No, she hasn't. This is magic that Miskula couldn't do.
Okay.
I mean, I'm all for putting it in a box. We could maybe ask the closet for a soundproof protection box until we figure out what to do with it. But
I think we do need to get it away from him and away from us.
Well, let's just get it. So Grim just goes and searches through Cross's pack to get the rock.
Okay. You reach in, and when you go to you see it there. It's wrapped in a thing, but it is actually glowing. You can see the glow through the fabric, even. It's that kind.
Picks it up by the fabric. He's very careful to just touch the fabric.
The fabric, okay. And you pick it up with the fabric.
This thing's glowing?
Yep.
That's not good, right?
Box.
Nope.
Box now, box.
Box?
Soon, box. Point over. I'm not pointing over.
Yeah, I'll run over to the
closet. Okay.
I'll open it up. Look for like a soundproof, vision-proof.
There is a nice little lead-lined box in there. It's actually really quite pretty in its simplicity.
You turn around, Grim is right there.
Yep. Put it in the box.
Listen, Aramiel is like this close to having a stroke. Like there's like chaos going outside, and now this egg. Are you kidding me? This is like a nightmare.
Okay. And you get it in the box, and you close the box.
And then I put the box back in the closet, and I close the closet, and I go,
okay, could you please put this in a place that we can access it if we need it, but is gone unless we need it?
And then I'll open the door again.
Okay, and you open the door again, and the box is not there.
How's Cross now?
Is the rock there?
No, the box and the rock are both gone for right now. You look back at Cross, and the tenseness is gone, and he seems limp. He's clearly not awake.
In her own way, Jasmine actually looks as alarmed as Aremiel.
Yeah.
She's not saying much, but she's pretty tense.
Yeah.
All right, man. It's time to explain literally everything you know about what just happened.
Yeah.
I don't know what just happened.
But
I don't know what that egg is. I'm not sure.
But
I felt an energy.
But you said you knew the person. The person
You had an idea. You had a thought. What was your thought?
I've crossed paths with Miskula. And
So
let me
Cross.
tell you.
Actually, it wasn't with Miskula.
Miskula, excuse me. What's her name? Deanne.
Thorian.
Fine. Florian, thank you.
Dorian.
Thorian. Yep. Mirania
Um,
Thorian.
Is Dorian the one who's
Leader
dead?
of the free world, president of this entire country,
Like-
strongest of the alchemages.
Big
Oh,
shirt.
yeah. And let me tell you, when I say I'm lucky to be alive, and if Cross is with her now, he'll be lucky as well. Hopefully. He's a slick man. I think he can do it.
Okay.
But I know not what that egg is from. I just know that we should not mess with its power. Not a little bit, not 10%.
Not an egg, I don't think. It was a rock.
That's what I said. don't you correct me, Gramadre Cuthatrex.
Don't correct me, person I can't pronounce the name of.
Gramadre Cuthatrex.
No? Okay, try again, but slower.
Oh no.
Grim.
You know what?
Wrong.
Okay, we'll just stick with Grim. That's okay. It's not your fault.
Listen, I'm listen, I don't know where we are. Where is Penny? I'm going to just continue doing that.
You'll notice that Aramiel seems really frayed around the edges.
I am having a stroke.
Okay, actually, Orkilia, as the one present who knows him best, roll me an insight check.
Into my own box. Insight 15.
Okay, there's something he's keeping from you. And he is
Like for that.
really, really close to the edge. He's really close to losing it in this little box.
Hey, bud.
I'm just gonna put my hand on your shoulder and just.
Hey. Look at me. Look at my ass. Look at me. Look at me. Yeah. Okay. Stop it. Look at me. Look. You're safe here. For now. You're as safe as the rest of us. And whoever hurt you can't get to you in the box. But also, more importantly, when you feel comfortable, I think it would behoove all of us if you could tell us exactly what happened so that we know how to fight it in the future. You don't have to do that now. Now we can get you a cookie or whatever you so choose.
Grim goes over to the table. He runs and
Grim's
gets a
already
cookie.
on it.
Does
Brings
he
it
have his
over.
pants the right way on now?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, but his
That's
boots
good.
are on the wrong feet.
And Jasmine, this group of people, there's stuff going on here you're not really sure about, but that's kind of the fact that he clearly recognized an alchemage means something, this paladin. The fact that Grim doesn't seem to know much about pants, that's really weird.
Maybe he
Honestly, the orc seems to be the only normal one here. And that's saying something.
Yeah. That's interesting. Yes.
Yeah, especially in a world where orcs here are what you would picture a normal orc, just like gruff and like very Lord of the Rings. This is not a normal orc.
No. Although she likes Orkilia a lot better than the regular orcs.
You know, most people do.
Yeah.
And the teenage elf has ignored this whole thing except for when you guys came and shouldered him out of the way. He's still playing with clothes at the closet.
Great.
Well,
The
yeah,
child
he's
over
earned
there
it.
is sitting on the edge of Cross's couch, very frightened.
So before I go to the child, I'm still talking to Aramiel. She pronounces it incorrectly. Ellie tries not to, but I know that Orkilia pronounces it incorrectly.
So, how do you feel about telling us?
Telling you what?
Cookie.
Let's start with the cookie. And then tell us what happened with Thorian. and why you freaked out about the rock and who you think is in the rock, and why we had to get rid of it so quickly, and why Cross slumped, and you're the only person with a little bit of information here on this situation.
I've seen Thorian do unspeakable things. If there's some connection to her and that rock.
And Grim is still holding the cookie out for you, like motionless.
I have no appetite. I look at that cookie and make a face because I am so panicked right now. My adrenaline is like
Grim
10
puts
out
it
of 10.
like right by your lips.
I'm
Just
so
try
I'm
it.
gonna go to put my hands on Orkilla's shoulders, but they're gonna be shaking like crazy, and I'm gonna go, "You just don't understand."
Jasmine
You
puts her
wouldn't
hand on
understand.
Grim's wrist and just kind of like touches him. I don't think this is the time.
Just the intensity of this and just
Yes.
a cookie.
Yeah.
And then
And then removal of cookie.
removal of cookie.
Removal of cookie. Yes.
Right.
When you put your hand on Grim, and you try to gently move him, his arm is like iron. It does
She's
not
not
move.
actually trying
And
to move
Grim
him at
and
all.
Jasmine-
She's
Okay.
just putting her hand on his wrist.
Okay.
That's
Okay,
it. That's
and
it.
Grim and Jasmine, I want you each to roll me an insight check.
Okay.
Okay. Insight.
Oh, well, that's not great.
Let me know if you get
15.
over. Okay.
15.
10.
Yeah, nothing.
Great.
You're
Grim
such a
is-
tease.
Grim's too concerned with his boots being on wrong. This doesn't feel right. Okay.
Do you remove the cookie?
Yeah, I actually give it to Jasmine. Here.
Thank
So,
you.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
So,
So, or Amelia,
So earnest.
you're like
so
shaking.
actually, I'm gonna
It's kind of
start to
adorable,
come-
but okay.
And he switches his boots because
Uh-huh.
it feels wrong.
I love that come on, video. That we've got over here the very serious conversation, and then directly across from it we have the very humorous conversation, and they're just like,
Literally.
She's
Take
holding a
that
cookie
hell.
now for no reason.
Yeah.
Here, Grim, are you hungry?
Oh no. I've had quite a bit of fish and roast beef, and I got to sleep. Oh, it's so warm in there.
Okay, good. She takes the cookie and puts it down on a table. Because she's not hungry right now either.
okay, so Jasmine has left the little foursome here to go put the cookie on the table.
hmm
Or I mean, what was the last thing you said? You don't. What was the
I
last?
said he wouldn't. Said he wouldn't understand. But then I'm gonna have a moment where I look over across and I'm gonna go check and see if he's okay because I kind of come to a realization. I'm gonna
Okay.
calm down just a little bit. I'm gonna go over
Okay.
across and check him, and if he
Okay.
is not, if I can't tell that he is still in his body, if it still seems like he is like gone, then I'm gonna do a thing. But it depends on what he checks out as.
Okay, roll me a heal check and an arcana check.
Oh yeah, 12. 12 for the 12 plus medicine, 12 plus 3, 15 for the heal.
Okay.
And then what was the next one? Arcana?
Mhm.
And 18. Good.
Oh,
My
much
Arcana
better.
Sucks. Only plus 1. Yeah, way better.
Okay. You do get there, and you are. He's alive. You got that much, but you're not really sure if he's in there or not because there's really no way to tell. His eyes aren't doing the flickery thing. He's not seized up, but he is clearly fully unconscious. So you really can't tell if he's in there or not in there, but his body is alive. For the Arcana, though, that sense that you got that was like, oh, this is familiar, this feeling, it's still there.
Still very much there.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of like confirmation.
Mm-hmm.
And this is over him. This isn't over.
That
this
isn't
not,
over the stone.
Okay. So I'm gonna look back
Anymore,
and
anyway.
say, yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, the stone's over there. So I'm actually gonna go over to where the stone is,
Okay,
and
it's in the
I'm gonna go to
closet.
open.
No,
Okay,
Yeah,
the
it's in there.
stone's gone.
gone.
Gone
Yeah, I
now.
know, but
Yeah.
I'm gonna bring it back.
Okay, you go over to the closet. You guys see Aramio go to the closet, center himself for a moment, and then open the door, and the box
And I'm
is
gonna
there.
say, if anybody has to do this, it has to be me.
No,
And
no,
I'm
no, no,
gonna,
no, 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 no.
yeah, yeah, no,
Yeah,
no,
no,
there's no,
we're definitely fighting on
and
this. There's
well,
Jasmine's just turning from the table. She's like,
I
"What
walked
the
away. I didn't
heck is
And
explain
going
Jasmine,
on?"
as you
Can I just
turn, yeah,
a lot of
no,
crosstalk.
yeah,
okay?
there's a lot of things going on. So, um, you guys see him go to the closet and say, if anybody needs to do this, it's me. As Orchia dives for him, no, we're gonna fight over this. Grim looks up in surprise, and Jasmine, you notice that the mist changed color on the top of the roof,
Um, people?
and you touch
Huh?
it.
Yeah.
Okay, Jasmine leaves the box. And Grim leaves the box, leaving Aramiel and Orchilia and Cross and
Does she
all of the
come out with the
components.
cookie?
No.
Okay.
Or the clothes.
Or the clothes?
Nobody told you about that. They should have. They knew.
Oh boy. Okay,
I
well, that's
didn't.
going to be embarrassing.
So,
No
um,
fair.
oops.
okay.
And
So we'll
it's
get to you.
cold.
Yes, we'll get to you guys outside in a moment. Right now, we're going to finish up here with Orchilia and Aramiel and a very unconscious Cross.
Yeah, super unconscious.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
Um,
yeah, no, you're getting full on tackled.
Yep.
hey, do you have enough? Do you have enough distance? Because I walked from you over to cross and then over to the closet. I don't know how big this place
Well,
is.
and that's fair. The way that I have pictured it though is pretty much I would be in the middle of that exact exchange. Because if it's over here and Cross is over here, and we've been having this conversation here the whole time.
Right. And so it's kind of in the middle of the room, and then you can go this way to Cross, or you can go this way to the closet, and he's gone this way to the closet. So it's, I mean, the room is not that big. It's a 20 by 20 room, so it's a 10-foot jump to get from the half of the room. Um, but the timing is he's reaching for that and he's saying that as you do the leap, which means that it's going to be a race to see which of one of you gets to do your action first.
Oh,
Yep, yep.
Mhm.
you better be.
So,
You're forewarned. My die has been real good to me today.
Bring it on.
okay, what I need is,
I'm gonna roll my Okelia dice. Hold on.
okay, there you go.
Oh no,
Um,
you're forbidden.
what you're trying to do, Aramiel, is open the box and touch the stone?
Mhm.
Okay. And Orchilia, what are you trying to do?
I'm tackling him. I'm getting him away from the stone.
Get him away from the box. Okay. All right. So Orchilia, I need you to, well, first of all, you both need to do me dexterity checks to see who gets to go first.
Sure.
So it's initiative based.
18.
What is yours?
18 plus 4. Got 22.
All right. Well, he beats me there.
Okay.
Ha!
Okay. And then Orchilia, I'll need you to roll me a strength check.
That I can do. That is a 19.
All right. So here's what happens. Aramiel, you managed to rip the box open. You've steeled your courage. I don't know if what's going on in your head is anger or fear or what, or all of it, as you go to confront this person that you knew really well for a little while. And as you reach to it, you get it, you reach in, you pull the box open, you grab the stone with the fire of what's going on in your emotions, and you pick it up. And as you pick it up, Orchilia tackles you and knocks you, and both of you are pulled away from your bodies for a moment. And you see, it's like you're in a bare room a little bit with an old woman Well, she doesn't look like an old woman, but there's just this sense of old to her. It's clear that, maybe she bathes in the blood of virgins or whatever, but she's not aging like like she should for somebody who's supposed to be old. I mean, you guys have known about her your whole life. Um, but she's dressed in the most fine clothing you've ever seen in your life. I mean, it's embroidered with what looks like solid gold and gemstones winking just at the lapels. And it fits her perfectly and shows off that her figure is actually pretty nice. That this woman, and she moves with an air of absolute power. Like she has no fear and no sense that anyone would ever gainsay her successfully. Um, and on the other side, you see her looking at um, what looks like Cross's unconscious body. But she turns away from him to look at you, both. And Orkelia, she looks at you for a brief moment, and you can almost hear the sniff of an orc as her eyes slide off of you to a Ramiel, where they open a little in surprise. And she says, I thought I would never see you again, my warrior. What brings you here to interrupt this very important meeting? And she's completely ignoring you, Orkelia.
Yeah.
It's really annoying.
It's not. Sorry, I'm telling you right now, because the second she gets that vibe, she stands up straight. She stands up like an orc soldier immediately.
Okay.
She's playing that role.
Okay.
And at any moment she's not paying attention to Orkelia, she's moving toward Cross.
Okay.
And I'm just going to look over the situation, look down across, and ask, "What have you done?"
I have been trying to find out facts about what is apparently a great threat to our nation from one of my employees. What brings you here?
One of your employees.
I have.
I mean, I just you just kind of blew Ramiel's mind.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of things just came to fruition for him. So, immediate regret.
Let's scooch.
She turns to you for a brief second and holds up her finger at you, Orkelia, like, but then her attention goes right back to Ramiel.
I was unaware.
Well, he apparently had forgotten. And the look on her face, it goes from being just serious to being kind of frightening for just a moment, brief moment. And then she smiles at you. So what brings you here?
Just return him when you're done with him. Then I'm going to start kind of backing up.
Return him to where?
Just return him to his body.
Oh, he was never taken from his body. At least, his soul has not been. What do you know of these things? He tells me I suppose tells me is a lie. I have no need to lie to you, my warrior.
What
His
can you
memories tell me that the danger that we thought Miscula would create and cause is even greater than Miscula expected. He tells me, through his memories, of a green light that destroys humans. And strangely, and she looks over at you, Arkelia. And you can see that she's noted that you've moved, but she doesn't say anything. But she gives you a look. She tells me that it hasn't affected one of the orcs. And the look that she gives you, roll me a constitution save, Orkelia.
Good. Okay, 21.
Okay.
Go
Your
big die, go.
whole self goes cold with the considering look that she's giving you. Like, this information really matters to her. That it didn't affect an orc. And you know that it didn't affect Big Hell. That's how she got the components. She turns her attention after just a moment of looking at you back to Aramu and says, I will not be betrayed. He didn't report as he was supposed to, and thus he's allowed a great danger to threaten my people.
I can assure you, he is not looking to cause you damage on the quest that we're on right now.
And what is that?
First, what can you tell me about what's going on? What can you tell me about this war on the miasma?
You misunderstand our relationship here. You are a wonderful lover, but you do not get to ask me questions. I ask you questions. And if you do not answer them, then you are proving that you are setting yourself up against me, and that is very unwise.
I would never.
Okay, are you lying or telling the truth?
Well, I mean, you know.
Because
She's
she rolled a
lying.
17 on her insight.
I mean, we didn't have the worst, separation. I just,
Ah, you loved her.
yeah, for real. That's so. I mean, part of me says, yeah, I haven't done anything directly against her.
You left her.
I loved her a
Direct.
bunch. Yeah, for like years, it was a whole thing. So yeah, I would never. Truly.
Okay, and were you lying or telling the truth?
Honestly, I'm gonna go with truth. I've not actively done anything to her.
But would you never? Because that's what you said. Yeah, I don't think that's very true.
I have never.
It makes me sad. If you had just chosen to bring me this information, to bring me those components, this could be potentially solved right now. I could have the magic I needed to fight this horrible plague that Miscula's released onto us. But instead you chose to be rebellious. You see, Cross doesn't have to tell me anything. Neither do you. And all of a sudden, roll me a Constitution save. Or no, I'm sorry, Wisdom save. It's your better
Oh,
one.
wisdom's no.
Both of you.
Constitution's way better. Wisdom. Hey, my wisdom save is hella good. You got a 23.
Okay.
25. Excuse
Okay.
me. 25.
Said wisdom save.
Mm-hmm.
That's also a 21.
Okay. And you guys both feel it's like cold fingers latch onto your minds for just a moment, and you can feel the blood of something that you can't see in this little mind room that she's got, but it's probably the component she's using for this magic. And you can feel it like trying to sear its way into you to tug at your own mind and your own memories, and you can start to feel memories going through your mind, but you close them down. And it's one of the hardest things you've ever done, but you do it. You close it down, and she cannot pull these things from your mind. And for just the briefest second, she looks surprised before that's smoothed away. And she smiles and says, I will weep at your death. And she
No,
gestures.
hold on.
Yeah.
Wait. Yeah, no, because now Orkilia's gonna she stopped her from moving. And it sounds like their lover spat is coming to an end. So before she could just poof us out of here. Shall I get rid of this body for you? And I gesture toward Cross.
Roll
Can
me.
I see a component anywhere?
No.
Okay.
No, that was something you were feeling, like that's where her magic was coming through, but you don't see anything here like that. This is just a kind of a featureless round room. Roll me a deception check.
She's
a bard.
Because she is performing her ass off. Is it deception or performance?
I will let you do performance because you are a bard.
Awesome. So it's a 22.
Okay. She turns and she looks at you and says, there is no need. Bring them to me, and you will be rewarded with everything you ever wanted. All the power, all the wealth, all the lands. Bring them to me. And then she gestures.
Wait.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Okay. At what point during that?
Because it's so obvious she's gonna do that.
Yeah.
So
yeah. There's no surprise.
There's distance too.
And it's just a very quick, I don't want anything from you. And she goes to grab Cross before she whooshes everybody away.
Okay. You won't make it clear to the other side of her. Okay. Roll me a dexterity check.
Can I at least shove her on my
You can certainly try, yes.
Great.
Try to shove her.
Okay, that is 15 on the die, so that's a 17.
Okay. You go to shove her, and your hands just go right through her, and this room disappears because none of you were actually physically there. That's the take you get from it as you go, and it goes right through her, and all of a sudden you're back at your own body, except you guys are all laying on the floor. And Jasmine and Grim are not there.
Everything sucks, and we have to have a big old conversation. Where did everybody go?
And you'll notice that the mist is a different color.
That was like,
all right, we're going back up there. We're gonna have a whole conversation later.
I'm just gonna hard avoid. I'm gonna stand straight up and just disappear.
That leaves you in the room with some two sleeping components, one very confused component who, by the way, that teenage elf had been like hunched over your body like he was checking you when you woke up.
oh.
You don't know if he touched you or shook you or you don't know, but he was right there. And the child is in a desperation of fear, just clinging with all of its little might to Cross.
She's been screaming like from the ground.
Yeah.
So now she'll sit up and just like pat on her teenage friend.
I didn't catch your name. Do you have like a some kind of thing you go by?
He gestures to the chains on his neck, the collar, and because you remember that Penny's had a number on there.
Is there what number's on it?
F29.
So my brain went Finn immediately, and I went, I can't Star Wars this.
299. Listen, I'll get back to you on a solid, great name. In the meantime, you're gonna play me for a bit. I'm gonna need you to take care of everybody here, because I gotta go back up there. But you can keep playing with everybody. And you know what? If you want to like introduce them to the Closet of Wonders, I would absolutely do that. I think everybody here needs a good laugh. And I hold on one second. And I, instead of like standing up, I just crawl over to the kid. So that I'm already at their
Small.
height.
Yeah.
Because are they sitting in Cross's lap, or are they next to him? How's that?
They're actually kind of partially cuddled up again on the couch, like at his legs hanging onto his pants.
Okay. So I'll sit in front. Hey, you got a big job ahead of you. He protects you. You're gonna have to protect him for a little bit. You don't know how long he's gonna be sleeping. Hopefully not for very much longer, but in the meantime, someone's gonna have to keep watch over him. Do you think you can do that?
The child is just looking at you. You're not sure, kind of like with the teenager, if they understand language or anything, but he's watching you intently, which means maybe.
Okay.
Are we near that table at all? If I just like reached out, could I grab that cookie we left?
No, you'd have to get up and go across the room to it.
Yeah. So instead of doing that, just, okay. And I hold out my hand and do the same thing I did with the other one, which was like showing, you put your hand in my hand and I'll close.
Okay. It's just looking at you.
I very gently try to take the kid's hand if they let me.
Yeah, there's no resistance from any of them. It's like they know that if they get resisted, they get hurt. So,
yeah, it's just still nice to ask.
yeah.
So I'll take their hand in mine, and then I'll grab Cross's hand and just put the two hands together.
Mm-hmm.
We'll be okay. Stay near him. Eat.
The child looks at you and then looks at Cross like,
Not him. Don't eat him. That's not a good idea. Chewy, I'm gonna call you something else soon, but come here.
So I gesture to my little punk baby.
yeah.
Come over, and kind of do the same thing of just like putting their hand on top of the pile of hands I now have.
Uh-huh.
And just, you're gonna take care of everybody. This one's gonna take care of him. Can you help the two of them?
And you don't know how much he understood it all, but he opens his tongueless little mouth and he goes, oh, makes a sound and puts his hand on your hand.
And I will slowly remove my hands and give a double thumbs up.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then very carefully, I will hug, pat, pat. And then a pat, pat on the kid.
Okay.
And then a glance at Cross, a thought, and then a touch. She stands up and touches the mist.
All right. So finally the last person goes up. We go back upstairs now. Penny, you're laying there exhausted on the ground in your natural form now.
Yeah. I'm
And actually it takes a little bit from when you open the box, just a few seconds, and the girl from the village pops out
okay.
naked.
When yeah. Oh, are you naked?
Yep.
Okay. I have I'm gonna take my tunic off and I'm gonna hand it to you because I have no semblance of nudity either. And it's like, but I've understood from Orkelia that that's not a thing that most people like. So I'm gonna be like,
She
but I'm
takes
not
off this.
sitting up, so I'm just like laying there still. I was like,
It's a burlap sack and it's awful. And when she pulls it off, the amount of scarring on her body is pretty egregious.
Let me go back in the box and get my own clothes. I didn't realize that they disappeared. So leave the box open. I'll be back. Here, have your sack.
Take the sack. Like,
Okay, so
Okay.
she like. Oh.
And while
She
that's
goes back
happening,
in.
Grim comes up, and you were putting your own clothes back on, right, Grim?
I
So for once,
I had
Jasmine
put-
comes
I
out
had
naked.
put all
and
You
my
Grim
get a
comes out
flash
clothes.
of white flesh, and then she disappears again.
Hey, that's not fair.
Oh, it's Grim. It's
Why
Grim.
did why does she get to be naked?
She's just going to get her own clothes and
Uh-huh.
then come back out again.
Penny.
So you tell me
Penny
when
up.
she's back.
Yeah. And
Penny,
Penny, something's going on. Cross had a
Aramiel comes out at
he
that
wiggled
moment.
a lot and he passed out. And there's a rock that I guess Thorian can talk to people through.
And then Aramiel comes out at that moment. Poof. Were you wearing your armor, Aramiel, or clothing from the place? Yours. Okay, so he's also
Yeah,
clothed.
fully suited up.
does
Yeah, I was
does
ready for
Penny?
that.
Sorry, does Penny recognize the name Thorian? Or what was the name that you said, Grim?
Thorian.
Yeah, does Penny recognize that name?
You do. You may not know context, but Miscula said it frequently.
Okay.
They seem to think that Cross is in trouble. Is there anything that you can do? Also, why did you lock us in a box?
Penny,
I didn't-
we have to have a very serious talk.
Penny goes in the box.
I need answers.
Did Penny just like disappear?
No. I was joking.
Okay.
I don't know.
Oh, you were joking?
It.
What?
That would have been hilarious.
I was thinking it was a very Penny thing to do,
You could totally do that.
She might in a moment.
So Penny, where are we? Where did you take us? What happened to the village?
What's going on?
The village was green and the people in the boat and they went away.
So the people were all
And at
right.
that point, Orkilia, you see a flash of white flesh come back into the box just as you're leaving, and you see Jasmine reappear back down there. And it's like, but now you've gone back out.
Yep. Don't even have a second.
She's streaking.
Literally and figuratively.
Did I at least like clock that she was naked?
Yes. Oh, absolutely.
So when she appears on real world,
Okay, good to know.
Yep. So any of your clothes that you were wearing that were from the closet are gone. They do not come out of the box.
I didn't think.
Yeah, she
I don't
found
think
out the
you
hard
put
way.
any of them on, but just in case you did.
She put on a crown for a hot second, but she put it on another component.
Yeah.
Right. Okay, so after Penny explains that to you guys and goes, the green and then mountains, to find the door. It's very important.
Right.
Hi. And then she's gonna go in the box.
Oh,
Okay. Find the what?
You guys, if you guys noticed, she looks haggard and
And very
exhausted.
tired.
And like when she says bye, she's trying to smile, but it's like this lackluster thing. And
did anybody happen to warn Penny that Cross is a little out of commission before she went down there?
I tried to.
Listen, I need answers from Penny before I give her warning for anything, because she put us all in
We
the box.
don't need answers from you, mister. I fucked the wrong girl.
Listen,
Wait, what?
I know what happened. It's a lot. It's
Hold on.
A lot more complicated than that.
Choices have been made and they were incorrect.
Listen, Orkilia, you don't understand.
I don't
I
need
had
to
no
understand.
choice.
You've
No,
been
no.
fucking
Rip doesn't
in charge.
understand.
I had no choice, Orkilia.
What is going on?
You would have done the same.
I don't think I would have, to be completely honest with you.
Okay. In the beginning.
Yes, the beginning. Start there.
you would have done the same.
In
I
the
had no
beginning, are you
choice.
saying like back when she was young and sexy? Is that what you're trying to get at?
You don't understand. She doesn't
Who?
age.
That's kind of terrifying. So, oh yeah, okay. So that's fair. He's asking a million questions. We should at least update him a little bit. Actually, where's Jasmine? We should probably update everybody
Well, she was here, but she was naked. Why does she get to be naked and I don't?
because she wasn't supposed to be.
Okelia, do you really think Grim needs to understand this information? He
Grim
can't even
thinks
understand
Grim
how
needs to
twisted-
understand the information. Don't talk about me like I'm not here.
Grim,
He makes a
do you
valid
know?
point.
Do you know about magic? Do you know? I don't know.
I have
much
read a
about
little
you.
bit.
What do you know?
Oh no.
Do you know the horrors that come along
The
with being an
horrors.
alchemy?
Well, I know what they've done to Penny and the others that we had. That's horrible. I know that they locked away the dragons for 700 years.
They've done.
And you see him like you've
Standing-
never seen him like this before.
Yeah,
Yeah.
roll me an
Imagine
insight
spirits
check,
in there.
Aramiel.
Yeah.
There's now a hand on your shoulder.
15 plus 3, 18 total.
Okay, there's something about what he said that there's clearly more to that than just him being upset about dragons being locked away for 700 years. There's more.
Grim, what do you know of the dragons?
Now's not the time, Grim. First of
I'm
all,
The
we
one.
need a Jasmine. We
Okay.
need Jasmine back. So
I'm just gonna open the box and just shout into it. I'm sure that's not gonna work, but just like,
Jasmine, get your ass back up here. We have the group conversation time, and Penny, we'd love to have you, but I will update you on the sleeps.
Okay, they
Tanya,
can't
you
hear
tell
you.
me when I have my clothing back.
Yeah, you have it by, I mean, it didn't take you very long to get dressed. You may have taken a moment to soothe your dignity, but now you're dressed and you're ready to come back.
Did she actually, was she actually still clean?
Oh yeah.
So she actually
that was
did
valid.
get the bath.
Yeah, you did get the bath and stuff. It's just that
Okay.
physical objects don't leave the box.
Okay.
that's a really valid question, though.
I
Can you-
had to ask.
Mhm.
Yeah, because that was pretty important to her.
Like I said, it's a great box, but there are some downsides.
Okay, I figured it out the hard way.
Yeah.
Does
Just
she
one for the
see?
team. We appreciate it.
Yeah, when you get down there, you see Cross is now he's on the couch, fully limp.
Did she see
Um,
Penny come in?
Not yet.
Okay.
Well, because you went in. Well, were you getting dressed in the main room or in the bathroom?
She probably left her clothes in the bathroom. So
Right, and so
yeah.
you went in there.
Yeah.
So when you went in there, you had seen Cross on the couch and the components out there. You came in, you got dressed, and when you came back out, you see Penny land down there.
Oh, okay. So she'll go up to Penny then and make sure that she's comfortable because she looks like hell. Are you okay?
Yes.
Yeah, you look like you need a lot of rest.
Tired.
Well, this is the place to rest. So if you trust us with the box, we'll take you with us. You can rest for a while. Cross, he had kind of like a seizure and just kind of collapsed. So we're taking care of him while I think he's better now. I don't know exactly what's going on. I'm going up to ask the others what happened. I think he's okay. He's just out of it. So,
Okay.
and the other components need help, I guess, taking care of themselves.
Mm-hmm.
But you should rest.
Okay. Your people, they are safe. They got on the boats, the things on the boats.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, they got on the boats and they went off. But they're
Thank you
safe.
for letting me know. Yeah. And she carefully gives Penny a hug, like just gently.
Penny's gonna glop you and like
Okay. And she needs that hug a lot more than she thought she did.
right.
Aw.
She'll just hold you
So,
for until you let go.
okay. it takes a lot longer than she might have thought it would, but eventually she'll, yeah.
He's gonna start like patting your head and like
Okay.
petting you a little bit, and try to hum one of the songs that Orkelia sang before, but she doesn't remember it very well. So it's kind of like,
Thank you, Penny.
Okay, and then do you touch the thing and all
yeah,
right, and you
she's
go back
gonna
up?
she's gonna leave Penny and go back up again. And
Okay.
feel a little better actually.
All right,
the
so we'll go
healing
back.
touch of Penny. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, that's your
Well,
Penny.
seriously.
All right, and we go back upstairs when
Oh, wait,
Jasmine
can I do
finally shows up
something to Cross?
in a moment.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So you guys were having this conversation and you're like, Jasmine needs to be up here, and after a moment, Jasmine shows up, yes, in her villager's clothing that she was wearing earlier.
Perfect timing.
Well,
That
that's
was a
more
little
fair.
disconcerting.
Is Penny taking a nap?
Penny's okay. Yes. She's going to keep an eye on things, and yeah, she's going to rest.
So a lot has happened. Ramiel used to fuck a baddie.
Wait.
And
What?
Can you explain that more?
with a baddie, sort of. Yeah, so let's start with you, Ramiel.
Listen,
That's what we're
I was
doing.
I was very young when I met Thorian. Or rather, when Thorian found me. She took me in. I had no choice. She chose me. You don't understand. When
The
you're dealing with the most
Archmages, you don't say
the most-
no to them.
powerful alchemage in the known world, you do not say no.
How old were you?
Too young.
Just adds to her list of gross.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just hardly enough. Hardly old enough to be a warrior. She had me do unspeakable things.
I don't need to know the kinks.
You wouldn't be able to stomach them.
Oh no.
I don't. What is
So
it?
if Thorian is on this, we cannot be her enemy. If she finds us, we are all as good as dead.
Well, then what do you suggest?
I suggest trying to make her our ally in some way. No, she's going to take no, we can't. She's going to take
He
our
already has
friends.
Cross, and whatever she did to him, he's out in like 2 places.
All right.
If she comes here, she will take Penny.
Where is this Thorian?
She'll take all the components.
Thorian is not our concern.
She kind of is.
Our concern is the miasma, the green light sweeping across the ground.
Here's the okay. So
That's half my concern.
yeah,
What is the other? What is the other half of your
category
concern?
B. So we've got problem A, which is miasma destroying the world, and problem B is we have Thorian, who says that she can maybe stop it. I
If
don't know
she's
how
saying she can stop it, that will mean a lot
Orkelia.
of death before she can stop it.
the world
Ask
is
yourself
ending.
this. Orkelia, ask yourself this. Would you be willing to give Penny to Thorian to save the world?
Of course not.
Then there is no way we can help Thorian other than giving up something far more precious than I'm willing to do.
We'll find another way to stop that green stuff.
That's where I'm at as well.
Okay.
We have to find what's killing the earth before we can find anything else.
No, I have an idea. Sort of. It's still forming. But
Okay.
she still trusts you. To an extent, right? Based on the conversation I saw, she still sees you as one of her own. If you can get her to somehow explain, maybe it's even in pieces, maybe you like have to take notes throughout the whole thing, but like in pieces explain exactly how she would plan, given the opportunity, to destroy the miasma. And if we take out her whole like, oh, I'm gonna chop off people's bits and pieces and use them as magic, instead we have those people, they already have that magic, and all we have to do is ask for their help. We can get through to them. With Petty, we can get through to how they use their own magics. So if we just know how she would go about getting rid of the miasma, we have the magic.
I can get a lot more people with magic.
Also that. So we just need the how.
Grim,
The
what do
way
you
that
mean?
she would do it isn't the way we want to do it.
No. I understand. And I'm not saying that we would take the pieces and that we would use the components. No. But if there's a spell or some way that the building of how to do the thing, her problem is she doesn't innately have any fucking magic. That's her problem, not ours. We've got plenty of people with innate magic. So all we need to know is the spell.
No one here, to my knowledge, is strong enough to cast such a spell.
But if everybody holds hands and hopes.
And I hate to say this, but the Archimages do have their own magic. They're just augmenting it with what they're doing.
Well, fuck them. They don't have enough. Clearly, otherwise the world would already be saved.
Or it wouldn't be as fucked as it is now.
All of the above. And, like we said, we have plenty of people with magic.
Yes.
Thorin's way would require massacre.
My way
That's why
would
I'm with-
involve the massacre of the Alchemages.
Well, we would need them if we were to go through with this plan.
No.
How about we avoid massacre in general, and try kind of a justice sort of system? We'll get there. Little column C over here.
Didn't Penny talk about some place that she was wanting to go to in the mountains?
A
Yes.
place with a door.
Yeah.
We need to get to the random door in the mountains that we know.
I'm
about.
wondering if we find that place, if maybe there's something there that can help us.
Yes.
Yeah, but a random
It's something
door in the
innate
mountains?
to Penny and her people because it's drawing her there, right? So
Yeah.
maybe that's the way to fight this.
That's
Okay.
a way.
Grim actually starts looking around. Where are the mountains?
And you can see them.
Jasmine will point.
They're actually not far. You're about another day and a half from them. Through the pathless, unfortunately, which means it's going to be, 2.5, 3 days because it's a pain in the ass to get through the pathless. But they're off to the west. You're kind of on the coast, and they are just kind of to the north and the west of you.
Okay.
Get to the mountains. That's step one. We figure out what is drawing Penny. Step two. Hopefully they have some kind of an answer. Maybe there's more elves up there or something with answers. That's step three. At the end of the day, though, we still need to know how.
We can't worry about that yet. We need to do this one step at a time.
I don't know if we have time.
Well, we don't have the knowledge right now. This is just going to delay us. We need to get somewhere where we can find out more information.
So we have to get over to those mountains, and there's no path through.
No, I don't think so. We need to travel while Penny rests so that when she is rested, she can help us find where we need to go.
I see you. I see that face.
What?
I don't like that idea.
It would be quicker.
It would be very quick. It would be the quickest. It would be the most logical. It would be really detrimental
What?
for everybody to know.
So everyone gets in the box and no one knows.
It's not just us, though. It's whoever would see.
What are you two discussing?
What is happening right now?
I don't know.
Grim, I told you my secret. What is happening right now?
Quick question before you say anything, Araniel. If you were to be captured by Thorian again, does she have some kind of power, like the thing that we felt, that would force you to
give up all of your knowledge?
That'd be a DM question.
From what you guys experienced there, she tried, but she failed.
Yeah. Okay.
So that sounds like a yes if you tried hard enough.
She can, in the right circumstance.
Then I can't
appreciate
tell
you telling us your secrets. We definitely need to know them. However, given the circumstances, you probably shouldn't know all of ours.
You would at just as much risk that I am if she is not.
Sure, but she doesn't know who I am.
Well, she does now.
Well, I can look like any other orc. It's not like anybody looks at an orc and says, oh, that's a distinguishing person.
Okay, maybe we should get moving while we talk.
Okay, walk and talk. In the meantime, we still also have to figure out what to do across.
Look at Grim suspiciously. Also, Tanya, do I recognize the mountains? Because I had that dream like 20 episodes ago.
Well, and you've actually been, you've traveled the pathless parts of it because of the goddess that you worship, Nexus, goddess of lost things. So you know that there are paths through the mountains. There are pain, and you have to understand how to travel those paths. But there's small villages that are dotted all around both sides of this range, the Forswith Mountains that goes through here, and there's Sherpas and things that can take you through if they're still alive. If the miasma hasn't gotten there yet. And from what you can see on the horizon, it hasn't gotten, it's a couple miles away from where you guys are right now. So if you get moving, you probably get there ahead of them, of the miasma, and get help to get over the mountains. Or most frequently, instead of going that way, most people go by sea. But the big city that you guys were going to go to do that is taken over by the miasma, you're pretty sure. So it'd have to be one of these little fishing villages, which may or may not be any faster.
Okay. But I know the location of the Sherpas.
Uh-huh.
Okay. I'm going to go to the team and go, we're going to need some help. I know a village. If they're still alive, I can find us some Sherpas. I've worked with them before. They're fair. They're good people.
And that's where we're going to end it upstairs. And we're going to go downstairs to Penny. So we're just about out of time.
I'm here.
Okay, Penny, Jasmine has left.
Okay.
The components, two of them are asleep. Anti-Mog is in a drunken stupor on the table. Her bandages are off. Her little dress is, stained and horrible. And she's snoring with her arm and stump wrapped around
some alcohol.
A bottle of alcohol. What you're not really sure because you don't know anything about that.
Yeah.
The older elf is asleep on the couch. Even all the screaming and stuff clearly didn't wake him. He was exhausted, and this is probably the most comfort he's had in a long time. The teenage elf looks very different right now. He's got more hair. You're not quite sure how that happened. And he's wearing clothes that look like the goth burlesque wannabes of Orkelia's outfit.
Pretty.
And then the child is looking frightened and is cuddled up, holding on to one hand in Cross's hand and one hand clutching his clothing.
Okay.
And Cross is on the couch, either asleep or unconscious.
Okay. I'll go to him first and can I do would it be a medicine check to see if I can figure out if what's wrong? Oh, it's over here. Where are you, my good dice? Okay, so that is a 16.
Okay. You go over there, you can see he's alive.
Yeah. Okay.
But he is definitely unconscious, not sleeping, and you're not sure why.
I want to try something. On the table, are there any like little butter knives or anything?
Oh yeah.
Okay. This is a very Penny thing to do. Okay, I'm going to get a little butter knife. I'm going to go over to Cross. And is his mouth partly open or closed?
He's been breathing and stuff. He had had a seizure with his mouth open, and so now it's partly closed
Okay.
as he's relaxed into unconsciousness.
Okay. I'm gonna open his mouth just a little bit. I'm gonna take the butter knife and I'm just going to cut my nice new arm because I don't know why she just isn't thinking about it, and just little like drip some blood into his mouth.
Okay. And that's where we're going to leave it today.
Okay.
On.
Cliffhanger.
Wow.
That's a
Yeah.
good one.
That is a good one.
Oh my god.
Anyway, so Cross is a vampire now.
Yeah, who wants to
You
be the
didn't
one to
know.
I'm
tell
so
him?
disappointed nothing happened when she touched Grimm's arm.
I know.
Damn.
You know, if you guys had rolled better,
Right.
it just means that there will be a reveal later.
We'll get there.
It's
It's
so much
coming.
more fun.
It'll
too,
be fun.
when
Let it
there's,
build.
It's the tension. Dun, dun,
A little bit
dun.
of shock there.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you for joining us, everybody. And tune in next week for, we'll find out what Cross thinks about drinking Penny's blood. Unwilling though it is, what happened in that mind thing, and what the party up top is going to do to bring everybody hopefully to something safe. Thank you guys.
Thanks, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.